I moved my CDs and media to, well, not the media, just the CDs to my guest room, and I'm going to go through everything with you now. At least it's a work in progress. So we'll start over here with the nows. I am down to 14 now CDs. Um, and then I complete the numerical orders of them. They stopped last August. I'm now 90, so you have the last three right there. I've been finding a lot of the offshoots. Some of the offshoots I'll pick up, like because some of them are real interesting. Like they get real obscure. You know, you got now that's what I call Broadway. You've got that's what I call the USA, but it's a country music edition. Country Classics 80s, Country Christmas, Songs of Inspiration, now that's what I call country. And then we get down to the European ones. Now, a lot of these I found at Goodwill, believe it or not. Especially these, like down here. Look at this. They got Now That's What I Call Movies. And then you have the American version, which probably costs like 16 bucks or something like that. You get 16. Here's Now That's Like, excuse me, Now That's What I Call Movies, the UK version, and you get about 60 songs on there. So that's just, it's always wild to me. And the same thing with the Broadway one. The Broadway and the musicals, like the musicals one, you get 40. And then Broadway, you get like 16. It's crazy how that works. So that's UK. These are all UK. This is an offshoot. Turn Up the Hits is an offshoot. Now Plus, that's Thailand, which I found at Half Price Books. We found Off the Hook, which is actually a Now offshoot, and it actually, I remember the commercials from these, and they said, and if you love Now, you'll love Off the Hook. But one thing about the Off the Hook series is that it was just a majority of the hip hop songs they used in the regular Now series. They just put it all in a hip hop put it all on all the hip hop on one disc. So we have Got Hits, which is Virgin Music's version of a Now of songs they wanted to include from up and coming artists and people under their own catalog. So you have a lot of Kylie Minogue on there because Virgin Music and what's it's not Richard Branson wanted to really push Kylie Minogue to the U.S. audience, and it just never took off. You have Totally Hits 2003. I see a lot of these at like Half Price Books, pre-played in Goodwills, and I just always pass it up because there's a country one too. Here's the last Totally Hits. It was called Only Hits. It had 12 songs on there, and that's actually a pretty decent one. I mean, look at this. I'd put that in my car. Why not? Now 1986, now 24, and then we have then 2. So it must have done well enough to get a sequel. Now that's what I call music years. This is separated by categories. Like, look at that. I mean, it's pretty stout. That was found at Goodwill. That's a European one. And this is the only Christmas one I'll pick up because it has every Christmas song you could possibly want on there. Look at that. That's 43 Christmas songs right there. It's perfect. Didn't need anything more than that. But yeah, now of course all the mucus wants to run to my nose. Here's the radio. I always have it on for my cat when I leave for work and stuff like that, but it's on all the time. So first shelf we have here, Godsmack. I'm trying to complete certain discographies. I'll go through that as I go, like Godsmack. I didn't realize the fourth one was a thing. I thought it was just like 3 albums, but no, they had a fourth one. That I came across that at Goodwill. We have all the Bob and Tom related discs here. These were all found at Goodwills, and I think it pre-played in Green Bay as well, except for John Boy and Billy. But I've seen this one quite a bit. I wonder if that's the only disc they've done, because that's the only one I've seen for John Boy and Billy. But Bob and Tom is sort of like an local legends in the Midwest, if you've ever heard them on the radio. Second shelf here. Anything interesting here? We got My Morning Jacket. We got our Vampire Weekends. We've got our Kids Rap Radio. Now this is actually really funny, because the kids rapping certain songs. Why would you have kids rap Laffy Taffy? Yeah. I saw it and I'm like, there's no way this is what I think it is. And sure enough, it was. Kids rapping Laffy Taffy. What the hell? So Poster Children, I came across them at Goodwill, and I picked every one of them I saw up, because recently I've been expanding to real obscure 90s, 2000s music like that, Poster Children and Guided by Voices and Interpol and stuff like that. So when I came across their CDs, I'm like, perfect, that's perfect, why not? Ween is always hit or miss on whether you should pick it up at a Goodwill or at a thrift store, because you'll get the nice album that looks like this, where there's nothing wrong with it, sorry, pure guava, nothing there, nothing wrong there. Nothing wrong there at all. And then you get this one, which is peaches and chocolate and cheese, and you have to make a decision. Do I really want to pick this up? And then you look at the prices of them, and you're like, I probably should. I'm gonna knock this damn truck off here. I guarantee you that. So I'm gonna move that so I can slide that in there. I have a lot of the Columbia and Epic stuff all together. Just for color coordination, it looks a lot better. Going to the third shelf, we have my only Slayer CD. I believe it was my uncle's, because you're not going to find Slayer at Goodwill. And if you do, you must have gotten there very early. So I'm pretty sure I got that from my uncle's, deceased uncle's collection. Going through, we have Cold, and there was only one song I wanted out of this one, and that's Stupid Girl, because it's the only song I know of theirs. So I picked it out of my my uncle's deceased collection. Deceased uncle's collection, there we go. We have 100 Gex. That one is not out of my uncle's collection. That one was actually out of the record store. It's still sealed. Didn't take the wrapping off of it. We have Death Cab for Cutie, which on plans, you're going to pick up this CD for Soul Meets Body. Right? I'm right. And then we have the Open Door EP there as well. Last row of the side ones like this. Hey, look, there's Toad the Wet Sprocket, and there's 3 CDs for Toad the Wet Sprocket. Coil is the one that is my most recent. I didn't know it existed. So we picked that one up, obviously. Why not? And we have Mumford and Sons all the way at the end, as well as a bunch of random other stuff. On to this rack here. Audio Slave. Come on, focus. There we go. Excuse me, Audio Slave, the KLF. My dad really liked the KLF when I was growing up, so, and I like them too. I thought they were really good. Stone Temple Pilots, we had to get all 3 of these. Found number 4 at Goodwill, I believe. How's it changed? A Perfect Circle, of course, we had to get both of the Murder-Noms and 13th Step. Daft Punk, we have to have that. PM Dawns. PM Dawn is a very good hip-hop artist. I don't know if you would really call it hip-hop. I think they were calling it dream pop. I'm not sure what they called it at the time. It was something like that. Heather Fuel. A lot of the classics. I do love Katie Lang, though. I like Katie Lang. I've always liked Constant Craving. I think that it's one of those songs that are like... it doesn't age. It's one of those songs that just doesn't age. We also have Pussifer here. So don't think that I just have like, oh, he's got some Tool and some Perfect Circle. I bet he doesn't have it. Yes, I do. Pussifer's V is for vagina. Why not? We also have 2 of the Nationals. I know the National for their song Fake Empire. So while I'm at it, I might as well try to get all their discography as well. We also have 2 Ghost CDs, Ghost BC and then Ghost. It's not the albums that I would listen to, that I recognized through Ghost. I believe it was the album after this one that I started listening to them. But yeah, I Set My Friends on Fire. We got Jacques Villeneuve, who I actually still have to listen to this one. I have not listened to it yet. Filter, we got this one, the Amalgamate. I bet that's what it is. That's the most recent one that I've gotten from here, as well as this Drake one. Nothing was the same. Might as well pick that one up too. Anytime you can find recent hip-hop on physical media, I keep feeling like I need to pick it up. So you'll see that's a trend through my collection here soon. We also have 2 Soundgardens here. But after I picked up Bad Motorfinger, I found A-sides, and I'm like, well, why did I need any other one? Because there's everything you need on that one. MTV Celebrity Deathmatch, this is the soundtrack from it. It's got Eminem on it. And for whatever reason, I kept thinking that Insane Clown Posse was on it, but they're not. So you're wondering why I have to flip it like that. It's because if I put it like the way it should be, it's upside down. So, it drives me fucking crazy. Next one. Next rack. We've got some Missy Elliott, too. Here's the Tears for Fears. We'll start getting into the hip hop here with Lil Wayne. At the Fugees, we got MC Hammer. Cold War Kids. Stromae is there as well. I need to pick up Cheese. That Stromae album, Cheese. You got two Insane Clown Posses. Like I said, you're going to see the hip hop stuff. That's because I pick it up because I feel like it's not very common that you're going to see hip hop, especially at. See, there's a Ariana Grande as well. There's Olivia Rodrigo. That one was actually picked up at St. Vinny's. I was surprised to see it there. I'm like, that's still a relatively new album. I don't know why that's there. So I picked that up and I put it in my pop section when I reorganize everything. So get to the bottom there. We got our Linkin Parks. Here's my Metallicas. Now we're starting to get into the heavy shit. Got our Pantera. Got our Iron Maiden. Megadeth. Temple of the Dog. You got the Death Clock album. Death Album 1 and 3. I'm missing 2. Have not found 2 yet. Got our Guar. So, it's funny. You go from Olivia Rodrigo to Guar. It's kind of funny. I love seeing that. Tantric. We got Slipknot there. And then we have our SpongeBob stuff too. Our compilation discs as well. So here's my empty rack. I'm in the process of doing this one. These are really one-offs, I guess. Not really. If you could ever get it to focus here. White Stripes, Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq Diesel. I had to pick this one up. I felt like that was really funny to see out at Goodwill. I'm like, that's coming home with me. I'm going to listen to that later. There's still Jim Carrey, Somebody to Love. Here's another interesting one. This is to promote the Cable Guy. And it says it's a promo CD, not for sale, which isn't true because we've come across that. I don't know what they expected. Were they expecting us to throw them out? Because that's not going to happen. And then here's the soundtrack to a 2001 Nissan Frontier. It's actually a pretty decent album. 5 Seconds of Summer is here. If I could ever get this back in here. Think you go on. Got our Ninja Sex Party. We've got a Japanese Garth Brooks CD, which was a surprise to find at Goodwill. You'll never know what you'll find at Goodwill. But yeah, the other side, it says Garth Brooks Rope in the Wind. And the other side is in Japanese. The Art of Noise. Of course I had to get the Art of Noise. And then we have Moneybag Yo, which is, once again, I don't find current day hip hop in physical form, so you got to pick it up every once in a while. Here's the last rack, or one of the last racks. We have Kanye. Picked up Ye at Goodwill recently. There was about a dozen copies of Donda sealed at another local thrift store in Stevens Point. Going down the line here, we got our wrestling stuff. We had it on to Shinedown. I do love Crow and the Butterfly. It's probably one of my all-time favorite songs. We've got the UK EP, Brothers and Sisters, but it was the US release. So we've almost completed the Coldplay discography. Almost. Not quite. We did complete, however, the Nickelback discography. We've almost completed the In Excess discography. Almost completed Korn. We haven't quite finished Deftones. And we've just started Queen. So that's the only Queen CD I have here. Here's another rack. Got our PODs. Almost completed with them. Almost completed the Disturbed. And then we head into Taylor Swift. Which is more of a meme than anything. Just to say that I have her entire discography. We have Lady Gaga, who I unironically like. Got all of Adele's. Got some of Paramore, not quite all of Paramore, not quite all of Fall Out Boy, but we are getting really close. Stained, we're getting close to them. Got our My Chemical Romances. Almost got all the Blink 182s. This is a Depeche Mode. We're a long way from Prince being completed. We got some Kiss. And then our last row, we've got our Tragically Hip. We almost got them completed. Got some Black Flag, Three Doors Down, Nirvana, Sublime, Tool. There's the Tool. And then some randoms, including the Vice City soundtrack for, I believe that's Emotion. And then John Hyatt to end it. We got our DVD selection here. These are from my uncle's collection, except for the Duran Duran VHS tape, which is interesting. I found it at a Goodwill bin, and I'm like, contains partial nudity for what? Oh, Girls on Film night version. Ooh. So I do have some cassettes, but I haven't moved them yet. And there's my vinyls, which I also have some in the other room, and I'm not ready to display them yet. So yeah, that's my music collection. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later.